Hi, everyone. After watching the parent conference scene from the movie Parenthood, I kind of had mixed feelings about how the meeting was handled. I think the principal genuinely wanted to help Kevin and was concerned about his success in school, ultimately. The school had obviously gathered information through observations, and even they brought in a psychologist to provide, more insight. Which shows that they were trying to understand Kevin's needs. I also like that the principal didn't force an immediate decision at the end of the meeting and acknowledge that there was still time to see what Kevin's progress could be, and the progress that he could make. At the same time, I felt like the conversation moved too quickly, obviously, towards finding a solution before everyone was kind of on the same page about the problem. The recommendation for a special school seemed to catch Kevin's parents off guard. And as I watched the meeting, it felt like the parents were still trying to really process what they were hearing while the school was already discussing placement options. So they were still trying to absorb the whole thing. The school was already like, yeah, this is where he needs to go. So what stood out to me the most was the emotional reaction from Kevin's parents. His mom immediately started wondering if she had somehow caused Kevin's struggles, which I think is something that you really see naturally as moms. That's what we do. And his dad became very protective when the possibility of like a special school was mentioned, which again seems really believable in a real life situation. To me, that showed that they were feeling, scared, overwhelmed, and uncertain about what this could even mean for their son. I think that sometimes educators forget that parents are hearing this information as moms and dads first, and it could be a lot for them to process and to really take in. If I were Kevin's teacher, I would want to build a really strong relationship with the family long before a conference like this happened. This shouldn't be the first instance. I think it's important that parents are regularly informed about both successes and concerns, right? So whether they're doing great or they're struggling, parents need to hear this throughout the school year so that nothing comes as a surprise. And by the time that we sit down for a conference, I would want us to already have an open line of communication and trust. So during the meeting, I would bring examples of Kevin's work, observations from the classroom, and information about strategies that have already been tried. Instead of jumping right into recommendations, I would focus on understanding Kevin's needs together. I might ask questions like, have you noticed similar behaviors at home? Or what strategies work best for Kevin when he's feeling frustrated? So this would help create more of like a collaboration and more of a collaborative conversation and allow the parents to really share their perspective, which I'm sure they must have, because if it's happening at school, there must be something that they're seeing at home that they can work together on. So one strategy that was actually discussed in our class textbook is viewing families as partners in the educational process rather than simply just informing them of decisions that have already been made about their child. So in the textbook, it emphasizes the importance of ongoing communication and shared decision making. And I think those ideas were really missing from that particular conference in the video. The family should have felt like they were part of the process from the beginning. And overall, this clip reminded me that family engagement is more about discussing the problems. It's about building trust, maintaining communication, and helping families really feel supported during difficult conversations. When teachers and families work together and take the time to understand each other's perspective, they are much more likely to find the solution and help the child succeed. So yeah, obviously a lot of things could have been done differently in that meeting, but there's a lot to learn from. So hopefully this class teaches us how to better prepare for those situations. Thank you.